turkey, to collapse. Wonder when people are going to realize that human life is more valuable than greed. When are people going to realize that human life is more valuable than greed? They rape women, they rape children, they kill people, they slaughter people, they invade countries. When are people going to start to realize that human life is less value than greed? And that's the sadness of human life. Human life is less valuable than greed. And that's a terrible, terrible, terrible tragedy in this world. That people value the buck more than they value the human life. That they're willing to put the human life at risk, no matter what it is, to make profit. That's what Walmart does with China and slave labor and other nations. They pay people $1 an hour or $1 a day. People cannot live on this kind of stuff. Human life is less valuable than greed. That's the human truth. Human life has less value than greed. And that's the sadness of human life. That's the failure of human life. You know, I've been on this earth for almost 55 years. I've got a mass on my kidney. I've got a lump on my thyroid. I don't know what's going to happen. But you learn the value of human life. But human life seems to have less value on this earth than greed. More greed, the better. The more money you can grab, the better OPR. They're never satisfied. Nobody's ever satisfied anymore. Nobody's ever satisfied with living a comfortable life, living a decent life, living a valuable life. It's just greed. It's just human greed. War, death, greed, and poverty. That's all it is. And that's the sadness of human life. So I don't know what's going to happen. I won't know till I get the test results. But human life is less valuable than greed. And that's the real tragedy of this world. That's the real loss of human life. This is why we're burying 11 million children a year. This is why we're burying people in mines. People are being killed. People are being slaughtered. People are being tortured. People are being raped. People are being robbed. Crime and greed seems to be the way of life. Human life is less valuable than human greed. And it's the sadness of human life that I deplore. I find so disenchanting. But I keep making the videos. And I'll keep on making the videos as long as I can. As long as I can do it. But human life is very fragile. But people don't give it any value. This is the problem. People don't give human life value. They give it greed. They don't care if you're at risk when you're working for them. They do not care as long as they can make their money. Years ago, there were things they didn't know, like asbestos could cause cancer and stuff like that. That I can understand. But to put people in a mine you know is unsafe, that's nothing but greed. It's like Walmart having people sold soccer balls so they can get prescriptions for their parents that are sick. So we're living in a world where human life is less valuable than human greed. And that's the sadness of human life. That's a failure of human life. That's the despising of human life. It really is. You really gotta hate human life that bad. Or just be so overwhelmed with need for money that you put human life at risk. And that's the sadness of human life. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm going to keep making videos as long as I can. Because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know, maybe nothing, maybe something. But I will keep doing the videos. One way or another, I'll find a way to keep doing these videos. Because human life does have more value than human greed. And that's what the world needs to know. That's what the world needs to hear. And that's what the people want to hear. That's what the people want to hear. Is that the world and human life is more value than human greed. But it's not the case of the way they treat people. It's not the case. Dictators, warlords, power leaders all live lives of luxury. While the people in the country live the lives of torture and hell and war. It's not right. It's despisable. It's deplorable. And it's insidious. It's detriment to the health, to the human health, to the human life, to the human being, every man, woman, child on earth. You know, it took me a long time to learn that life has more value than a buck, or greed, or power. But I finally learned that about 10 years ago. when I lost my mother. So I lost my dog the same year later. We lost Nala last year. It's the loss of human life, human value, human care, human decency, human respect, human rights, human honor, human dignity. This is the 7 billion human being show. This is what life is made of. Human greed. Grab all you can get and don't care about the next person next to you. And you can't survive like that. People can't survive in a world where greed, military greed, commercial greed, governmental greed, means more than human life, human value, human care, and saving lives. And that's the sadness of human life. It just has to stop. It just has to stop. Because that's the truth of human life. That's the reality of human life. That's the fact of human life. This is a 7 billion human being. I hope people find this out one day, before it's too late. It took me a long time too, but I found out that life does have more value than that of human greed or human money, worrying about people. I've lost a lot of people in my life, but now I try to save lives. I'm trying to stop the dying of life. I'm trying to stop the suffering of life. This is what I do. This is what every video is about. Sorry about the videos this morning. I didn't know that the volume was that work. But I do everything I can to help people to understand that human life is not less valuable than human greed, but more valuable than human greed. And I hope people understand that. I hope people will come to understand that one day. I believe most people do. But until all people are eaten, all people are fed, and all infrastructures are safe, and there's peace on the planet, it'll never end. The show will keep coming, as long as I can do it. This is a 7 billion human being. Thank you for watching.